Hi everyone. I just wanted to talk a little bit about how meal prepping is really good for managing weight loss and really tracking your nutrition. So the first thing with meal prepping that I've found is that it really does save time. And I know for busy people like me who kind of juggle between school, work, and, raising a child and having a family, it does help to kind of prep meals ahead of time in order to really save a lot of, I guess, stress during the week. I do find that if you do spend even just a few hours in the kitchen one day a week, it really does help to kind of alleviate the stress of being in the kitchen and the amount of hours spent in the kitchen kind of every other day. Especially weekdays when it's definitely hard to kind of prepare a meal, after school, after work. So, time. It is definitely a time saver. The second thing I would say is that for portion control, when you meal prep, you can really control your portions. I know it's kind of, everyone can find different containers that they can use and different, scales they like to use, but it's ultimately up to you. You know how much you want to eat of a certain food group, maybe cut back on carbs or kind of leave out sugar and stuff like that. So it really does help with the portion control and the ingredients, which kind of intertwines with that. I know for me, I try to cut back on carbs a bit, so one day I'll try to do, kind of a higher protein, lower carb meal where maybe I'll just mix about 2 tablespoons of, say, quinoa or couscous or rice into the vegetables just for a little bit. But other days you could do a bigger amount of carbs, just for myself. And then also the ingredient quality. You don't necessarily have to do organic. I prefer to mix it up. Some things I like to keep organic, some things I feel it doesn't make too much of a difference. But fruits and vegetables that you eat the skin or, that kind of grow in really in the dirt, like lettuces and things like that, I do choose to go organic with that only because even washing, I feel not so comfortable with maybe what could get into the fruits and the vegetables. So, ingredient quality is a big thing. But as far as weight loss, the type of ingredients you use kind of intertwine with the portion control. It's easier to manage your weight and your diet and know what nutrition you're getting when you're preparing the meal yourself. For me, I found that before trying meal prep, it was really easy to just be hungry on the go, grab a slice of pizza, easy to sit at home and say, I don't feel like cooking today, let's just order something. And, my husband, of course, goes along with it. So it kind of does stop you from going to a quick fix, which is usually takeout. And takeout is kind of hard to, have healthier options, especially in some areas. And in my neighborhood, it's not so bad, but it is a lot of pizzerias and Chinese takeout. So that would be our go-to. And of course, Chinese takeout and pizza is, fat, carbs, and salt. So for me, meal prepping really kind of, I guess, made that not an option. It was much easier to just go to the fridge and say, hey, we have all of these things made. Let's throw something together from, these roasted vegetables, this baked fish. So it's definitely easier to kind of, push takeout to the side. And of course, it's okay to do takeout every once in a while, but when you're trying to manage your weight, I do find that it is a lot better to just have healthier options on hand. And the last thing I would say is that meal prep for weight loss, it kind of gives you, or at least me, a sense of, I'm not sure of the word, but I feel better knowing that I made it and it came from me. It's my meal and I got to control everything, so it kind of makes you, happier to eat it, or at least in my opinion. And all of those together, I really do feel are kind of the, stepping stones to have meal prep really be, a way for weight loss or at least weight management.